Hi, this is MP Mark Warawa from Langley-Aldergrove, and I'm here with another MP Minute in Ottawa. I am with David Baker, a lawyer, practicing lawyer from Toronto. And David is well known, well respected, but he also was a witness at the Special Joint Committee of Parliament to deal with the issue of assisted suicide and euthanasia as a result of the Supreme Court Cutter decision. The Supreme Court had clear guidelines and requirements, criteria of how this, the new government should deal with this issue of assisted suicide, and to make sure that the vulnerable are being protected. So, question for you, David. You were a witness there. Did this committee and their report, did we follow the guidelines and instructions of the Supreme Court?
Well, the majority, I gather you're not part of the majority. The majority included in the definition of those who would be included people with psychiatric disorders. So there's a huge problem there, not just about people with psychiatric disorders, but all other people with disabilities get swept in under the court's language through that interpretation. That interpretation is absolutely wrong, was not what was intended by the trial court, was not what the Supreme Court of Canada intended. The committee is completely wrong, and it needs to be corrected. And we have asked the Department of Justice to take the matter back before the court for clarification. And if the court does not hear from the Department of Justice, my clients, the two national disability groups, will be taking the matter to the court and asking the court to clarify that language, because this misunderstanding has found its way into the majority report.
Another very important issue that I've heard from others and from you is the importance of a prior approval to make sure that the vulnerable are being protected, that they're not in a bipolar high or a bipolar low, and when they're low for 3 months, that they're not choosing assisted suicide, euthanasia, in that time. So how important is it that we have a prior assessment of the individuals?
Yeah. Prior review sounds bureaucratic. Wouldn't it be easier to leave it to the doctors? 3 points quickly. One, in Belgium and the Netherlands, where it's left to the doctors, there are no criteria, there are no rules, and people who are not in any way ill or disabled, but who are tired of living, are being assisted to die. That's got to be a concern. There need to be some criteria that are consistently followed. Secondly, physicians, most physicians will refuse to participate in a process where they are obliged to make the decision about living or dying and to administer a lethal dose of medication. They feel that's contrary to their religious or their professional ethics. Either way, it's a problem, because if they all withdraw, if 90% of the physicians withdraw, as is the case in Belgium and the Netherlands, that leaves a small group of people who are secularly committed to assisted dying. They are not involved in palliation. They are not involved in providing alternatives. They are involved in a process of assisting people to die. That creates the huge numbers that we're seeing in those countries. And there's every reason to believe we'll have more of a problem here, because they have palliative care in those countries and we do not. So it's a huge, huge problem here.
Well, David, thank you so much for standing up for vulnerable Canadians, and it's good to hear that if the government does get it wrong, that veers far from the Carter decision, that you may be calling the government to task and going back to court if necessary. I think that's what you said.
That's what we're saying, and I thank the Conservative Party for the minority report, which I think people should feel they can rally around, and in an effort to find consensus. I think that's where consensus lies. The minority report got it right.
Well, it's not too late for the government to create legislation that reflects the Carter decision. To this point, it looks like they're going in their own way, a Belgium model, which is not where Canadians are. But we do thank you so much for the work that you have done on this important file, and let's hope. I look forward to your input. MarkWarawa.com is our website, and we look forward to your input on this important issue. Thank you so much, David. Thank you.